Okay. So far, like we have,
But I think it is okay. Okay, no.
so far we have completed lots of things about the project development life cycle. Okay. And we have discussed about different methodology, and we went in detail of those methodology like waterfall model and agile methodology. Okay. And in agile, we have very detailed discussion how this particular methodology works. Okay. So what all things we have seen here? Okay. So as a so what all things we have learned here? So whenever we are discussing about the project development life cycle, we have different like phases. Okay. So we start from the plan. Okay. Or you can say requirement gathering, and then we have development phase. Okay. And after development, we have testing. Okay. So once we complete the testing, we have build phase. Okay. As I mentioned, like whenever we will discuss about this project development life cycle, different places, okay, you will see different name and different like pages. Okay, but all together, like our objective is same. So before testing, you need to build your application. So all together, our objective is same here. We need to present all the stage of our project development life cycle. Okay. So once we complete the testing, then it go for release phase. Okay. And then it go for deploy. Okay. And then once deployment is done, we need to troubleshoot or we need to operate this, and then monitoring will start. Okay. So like this, we have different phases in project development life cycle. Okay. So in module 2, what we are going to discuss? Okay. We are going to discuss about the DevOps. Okay. Since we are going to start, since we have now understanding, okay, how project start and what all phases are there and what all things are there. So now we are good to understand why we need DevOps, okay, and what is DevOps, why we need DevOps, so that kind of discussion we can do. Okay, so here you can see, okay, we have different phases in any project development life cycle, okay, and here this particular task, okay, where generally development team will be involved. So for this particular task, generally development team will be involved, and for this kind of task, generally operation team will be involved. Okay. So what we do with the help of DevOps, we automate the process in such a way we can reduce gap. Okay. So here, what we can do, we can reduce the gap between development and operation. Okay. How we do this, how we reduce this gap? By automation. Okay. So what all automation will be there, that we will see. But here, main objective is reduce gap between development and operational team to by automating the process. Okay. And how we will automate this? So here, as a automation, we can do lots of things, but whenever we will discuss about the role of DevOps team and what automation we do, so CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous deployment will be one of the key tasks that DevOps team do to minimize this gap between dev and operational tasks. Okay. So once development team will complete their testing and they will commit their code, okay, then we will have automated script, okay, which will take code and which will deploy that code into production environment. Okay. So that is using that is possible using CI/CD pipeline. So CI/CD pipeline is one of the key tasks of DevOps engineer. A part of that, he do lots of additional settings. Okay, or you can say he do lots of additional tasks also, or you can say as a DevOps engineer, there are lots of other additional tasks is there that you should know. Okay. So now what I will do, I will discuss about one project, okay, where I need one complete setup. Okay, let me take you through. So this particular thing we will understand through this. Okay. So here our requirement is okay. So we want one we are going to start one Java project. Okay. So here two key tasks will be there. One is development task, and one will be development, and another one will be there automation. So as a development team, like they will write the Java code, they will build the code, and they will do testing. Okay. And as a part of automation, okay, or you can say DevOps engineer. Okay, here DevOps engineer will be there. So as a DevOps engineer, what all tasks he need to do, we will discuss through one Java project like, okay. So what all things we need here? So first thing, okay, I'm discussing about very basic setups. Okay, what any project need. Okay, so first thing he need, that is repository. For any project, the first basic thing we need repository. Okay, or you can say center repository. Okay, so there are many center repository provider, or you can say SCM too. Okay, so there are many SCM providers, SCM service providers are there. So few populars are there: GitHub, then Azure repository, then we have Bitbucket, okay. So these are few popular SCM or central repository providers are there. So as a DevOps engineer, what will be your first or primary item? You need to create one central repository, okay, using any of these services, and you need to create repository, okay. Now, what development team will do? They will commit their code in that particular repository. Later on, they will follow different branching and all. And as a DevOps engineer, there also you will do lots of automation. Okay, so that part we will come later. This is the first on high level. You need you as a DevOps engineer, you need to create this. Okay, second thing, so there will be infrastructure team. They will create the infrastructure. Okay. So once infrastructure will be ready. Okay. So here I can see few people are asking about the use mule project as a reference. Okay. So let me do two things here. Okay. So let me do this using Java project first, and then I will take it through mule project also. Okay. So we created sample center repository, and now here you need Java, like you need server where you can run the Java application. Okay. So infrastructure team, they will provide you infrastructure. Okay. It can be cloud version. Okay. So there are many clients, they use nowadays private cloud, or it can be on-premise also. In private cloud, there can be like popular private clouds are there: Azure, then we have AWS, and few Asian country, okay, they are using Alibaba. Okay, so this Azure and AWS is dominating right now. They are dominating the market. They have very they are you can say 60% of market acquired by DevOps and acquired by Azure and AWS only. Okay, so they are the big player of this cloud market, and they used to provide this cloud version, or there can be on-premise also. So on-premise, like you can have like your own bare metal server. Okay, so there you will run your application and all. Okay, so once this infrastructure team will provide this, then you need to start the Java runtime where you can run your Java application. Okay, so generally projects are doing this like DevOps team do this setup in two ways. Okay, one is they will use Docker and Kubernetes. Okay, so here they are using. Okay, so what this Docker and Kubernetes do, it provide a lightweight operating system. Okay. So what they will do, once the infrastructure will be ready, they will like configure the Docker and Kubernetes to create a lightweight operating system, and inside that they will run the JDK, and they will install the JDK and GRE, and they will create the Java runtime where you can run your Java application. Okay, so that will be one setup. Or there are many clients, they are using many out of box capabilities. Okay, that is OpenShift. Okay, might be you have heard about OpenShift. Okay, this is, I think, a Red Hat product. Okay, which has inbuilt Docker and Kubernetes. You don't need to do this entire setup. So OpenShift has inbuilt Docker and Kubernetes, and there you can create pods and you can run your mule application. Okay, again, whenever I am discussing about the pod, so that is lightweight operating system where you can run your Java application or mule application. Okay, so this is and like this is for both Java and Mule. Okay, there will not be any difference even if you are taking Java or you are taking Mule up, you are creating Mule up server. So things will be same only. Then third important thing you need, that is gateway. Okay, so now what is gateway? So whenever any request will come, okay, let's say you have created one application using Java or Mule. Okay, so someone will call your API and all. Okay, so what they will do, they will make request. Okay, so that request will come to your server via gateway. So first it will go to gateway. Okay, so what gateway do? Okay, mostly like, okay, first we will understand. So gateway is the entry point, first entry point of our request. Okay, and there are many gateway service provider are there. So might be you have heard about the Kong. Okay, Kong is one of the big player in the gateway provider. Then we have APG. Okay, like that, MuleSoft also have Flex gateway, Flex or Flexi gateway, I think something Flexi gateway, or you can use say MuleSoft gateway. Okay, so like that, there are many gateway service provider are there. Okay, so you need to configure that. So whenever request will come, first it will come to gateway. Okay, so gateway will be entry point of our request. Here generally what kind of things we do? We apply policy. Okay, and then we will configure load balancer. Okay, so just after gateway, that request will go to load balancer. So like you have heard about Tigris. Uh, what others are there? Tigris is one of the popular load balancer is there. Apart of that, if you are using MuleSoft like Cloud Hub version, then you have heard about the DLB, dedicated load balancer. Okay. So like that, we have many load balancer service provider also. So that you need to configure. So whenever request will come in gateway, first it will, after that it will go to load balancer. Now, what is the responsibility of load balancer? Let's say you have deployed same application on 3 places, here, here, and here. Okay. So what load balancer will do out of these 3 nodes? Okay. So it will first identify, it will you can say set one node, okay, as a primary node and other node as a secondary node. And whatever request will come, it will distribute that request to different nodes. Okay. So whenever request will come, so load balancer is responsible to distribute that load to different node. Okay. So our application or services should not be overloaded. Okay. So first request will come to gateway, then gateway will pass that request to load balancer, and then load balancer will pass that request to our applications, which is deployed inside the pods. Okay. And it will distribute the load in such a way that our application should not be overloaded, or our nodes should not be overloaded. Okay. And here in this part, okay, so whenever some developer will do development, and these nodes should be created and application should be deployed here. Okay. So what DevOps engineer will do here, they will configure CI/CD pipeline. Okay. So here in this place, whenever application need to deploy, so DevOps engineer will create CI/CD pipeline where code will be pulled from the repository and it will deploy to our pods, okay, or lightweight operating system. There it will deploy. So here you can see there are some key component where as a DevOps engineer you need to work. So what setup you need to do? You need to do setup of gateway. Okay. Any of this gateway you can set up, and inside gateway, like first thing you can do apply policy, then you can do routing, or you can say DNS. Okay. Let's say someone is want to call your API, this API. Okay. This API endpoint is pqr.com, or let's say something like that, 10 10.10.1.20. Okay, in this IP address, your application is running, and resource name is /customer. Okay, so someone want to call this particular API, what you have created or developed using either Java or MuleSoft. But from company side, they don't want to expose this IP address. Okay, they want to give company domain name like abc.com. Company name is ABC. So they want to give name like abc.com and then /customer. Okay. Then who will do this conversion from this to this? Like this particular thing is known as DNS configuration. Okay. Or you can say this is routing rule. So who will write this routing rule? Okay, who can add services? Who can add endpoints? Okay, so that is again DevOps team is responsible to do this. Okay, so first you need to install the gateway. You need to set up, or maybe installation will be provided by IT team only, infrastructure team. But you need to do all the setups. Okay, you need to apply different policies. You need to apply different routings or DNS configuration you need to do. Okay, and then again in load balancer, okay, you need to do required configuration to distribute load in different node. Okay, and then another part you will create the repository. Okay, inside repository you will create different branch and all. Okay, first like you will create the SCM tool or a platform, either Git and all. There you will create repository, and then different branching things will be there. So branching part also, as a DevOps team you can monitor and manage, and you can write some script to uh, monitor or automate the part. Okay, so that we will go in detail of this. We will spend 3-4 days on this part. Okay, and then once developer will complete their change and they will commit their code, then CI/CD pipeline will come in picture. And what CI/CD pipeline will do, it will take the code from the repository and it will deploy that code on Java runtime. Okay, where uh, like each Java runtime is installed in within the pod. Okay, so each pod is lightweight operating system. Okay, so these are the some key things or key components which you need to work as a DevOps engineer. Okay, we will go in detail of each components one by one. Okay, we'll start from here, repository part. Then we will go in this part. Okay, CI/CD pipeline. Then we will go on this setup part like Docker Kubernetes. We will go on gateway part. Okay, we'll try to take this OpenShift part also. Now this part is done. Now another thing we have, that is monitoring part. Okay, so this is about the development and build part. Okay, now coming to monitoring part. For monitoring side, then we have logging part. Okay, so as a DevOps engineer, you need to provide the logging framework. Okay, so what this logging framework do? Okay, it helps you to maintain or monitor your logs. Okay, so what you can do here, whenever there will be any info log, okay, or maybe like debug log, or generally on higher environment we maintain only info log, but in lower environment you will have debug log and other trace log also. So whenever there will be any log, okay, that will be captured in some logging framework. And why we do capture this log in logging framework? Since it has lots of capabilities in terms of search and all. Okay, you can filter the log and you can write some script so that automatically logs will be deleted after 1 month. Okay, so that kind of capabilities is there. So as a DevOps engineer, you need to do this setup. So whenever development team will develop or commit their code, that log should be captured in this logging framework. Okay, that is one thing. Second thing we have, that is sorry, just now. Okay, I will add this one. Actually, something was there, I forgot. Okay, no worry. I will come to this one. So this will be one additional setup you need to do.
You were saying about monitoring.
Okay, yeah, correct. Thanks. Okay, so here monitoring. Yeah, thanks. So here for monitoring also, we have different like tools and things are there which do help on monitoring part. Okay. So there are a few popular are there. So out of those, Dynatrace, okay. This Dynatrace is one of the popular monitoring framework available in the market, okay, which will provide you different kind of things like alert, okay, and then you can track each transactions. You can have transaction detail there, how many transactions are there, what is the CPU utilization. Okay, based on the CPU utilization, you can create some alert and all. Okay, you can like you can check the memory utilization. Okay, so you can do lots of things here in Dynatrace like alerting, then CPU utilization, then memory utilization. Okay, so this kind of things you can do in Dynatrace. So you need to configure this monitoring framework also. Okay, so on you can say 90% time you need to keep repeating this task. Okay, as a DevOps engineer, or not 90, you can say 80% of time you need to keep playing with all these things, and 20% time there might be some additional task or up and down will be there. But as a DevOps engineer, if you will join, no matter what technology you are going to join, you are going to use like your backend technology, Java, front-end application, .NET, MuleSoft, 80% time you need to keep playing with all these things. 20% things maybe up like new things will come, or uh, like 20% less thing will be there. So that is fine. Okay. So if you have good hands-on on all this part, if you have good understanding, so you need to keep doing the repeated task also. It's not like uh, after 6 months, you need to do something new. Okay. You created this setup, new application will come, you will do same setup for new application. Okay, let's say new application deployment will happen. So you need to create pod for that. You need to write the pipeline script for that. You need to configure the logging framework. You need to configure the monitoring framework. You need to add the services in the gateway. You need to configure the load balancer. Okay. Nothing new will come. New application will come. You just need to keep enhancing this application or things. Okay. So in recap, like what we will do, we will discuss about all this thing again. So first thing, maybe you people can also tell me what we have. So first thing we have, that is gateway. Everyone clear with this gateway part?
Yes.
Okay. So, and we already discussed the few popular gateway service providers are there. So we will discuss like practically we will see one, but you can learn other gateway also in your free time. All has similar concept and things. Okay, nothing new will be there. Okay, only service provider will change. Second thing we have, that is load balancer. Everyone clear about the load balancer part? What load balancer do? So generally, Egress is one of the popular load balancer provider. So we use Egress for load balancer. It distribute the load, whatever request will come, it will distribute the load in such a way our application will not be overloaded. Then second thing, SCM. Sorry, third thing is SCM, like GitHub and all. So we will create central repository where developers can commit their code. Okay. Then then we have CI/CD pipeline. Everyone clear with this CI/CD pipeline? Okay. So it automate the process of build and deployment. Okay. So build, test, code quality review, deployment, we can automate using CI/CD pipeline. Okay. Then next we have, you need to install the Docker and Kubernetes. In short, you can say you need to create lightweight operating system. Okay, or you can say pods, you need to create the pods. So there are different things out there. You can use Docker Kubernetes, you can use OpenShift. Okay, so I'm mentioning here OpenShift or lightweight operating system or pod. Okay, so that part you need to know. Then you need to know about the logging framework. Okay, then you need to know about the monitoring framework. You need to okay. And anything else? Logging framework, monitoring framework. Yeah. So these are the key things and setup you need to know. Okay. A part of this, okay. Additional thing you need to know about the infrastructure side, you should have some basic understanding. Okay, you need to know some basic of any cloud services. Okay. If you know about the Azure cloud, if you know about the AWS cloud, okay, if you know about the Alibaba, okay, so if you know any of these cloud services, that also like good enough. Okay, so this cloud services you should know basic, like how to create cloud services account, how to like create virtual VM and all, how to install the Docker and Kubernetes, or how to install OpenShift on top of your cloud services. Okay, so that kind of things you should know as a basic is fine. Okay, you should not be very you should not be like master in the cloud services, but yeah, as a DevOps engineer, like till what extent you can learn, that will be added advantage in your profile. Okay, so you should learn on this part also. So we will discuss about this part also, not in very detail, but yeah, whatever extent we need to kickstart your career in this profile. So we will discuss about those things also. Okay, so these are key setups or things you need to know as a DevOps engineer. And by using all these things, what will be your objective? You will minimize the gap between development and operational team. Okay, and what you will do, you will automate the process by using all these things. What will be your objective? Like whenever you will use all these things, your objective will be automate all those setups and things in such a way, okay, so that it will reduce the gap. Okay, now let's take one example of this gateway part. Okay, here you can you need to do DNS configuration. So your request from abc.com will go to some IP address 10.10.1.05. Okay, now as a DevOps engineer, you should have more clarity like how it will impact our costing and all. Okay, let's say for same thing, what you are doing within this same domain and same IP, there are 4 services are there. Okay, customer related services. Then we have employee related services. We have payment related services. We have art related services. So many services are here and all are deployed in same IP address. Now, what you are doing? You are creating one service for this, one service for this, one service for this, one service for this. Now, for each services, there will be costing. So whenever you take license of this gateway and all, okay, within the gateway, they will do license. There will be different licensing model. Okay, so for different gateway service provider, there will be different licensing model will be there. Okay, so let's say we are discussing about the com. I'm just giving high level. So in com, whatever services you will create, for each service you need to pay the license amount. Okay, they do licensing based on services. Now within same IP address, you have 4 services. So either you can create 4 services to route the request, or second thing you can do, you can create one service to route the request and you can do wildcard routing. Okay, so while we will come to know, we will come to this wildcard routing. Generally, if anything after this abc.com, like customer or anything, it will go to this 10.10.10.10. And then whatever will be there, it will go there. Okay, so here you can use star. That means whatever will come, it will go here. That is wildcard routing. Apart of that, what you can do, this abc.com/customer is mapped with 10.10.10.10/customer. Then abc.com/employee is mapped with 10.10.10./employee. So this is one-to-one mapping for these resources. So here you must need 4 services. Here you did wildcard routing and you need only 1 services. Okay. So as a DevOps engineer, you should be clear with all this concept. So if their licensing model need 4 license for this and wildcard search need 1 licensing for this, and there is no security concern and all, definitely we should go with this. Okay. So your objective will be, you should configure things in such a way you can minimize the company expense also. Okay, so your concept should be good on this part so that you can minimize the pricing of this.
Ravi, I'm just having a doubt. Like with the Kong server, like you said, we are able to reduce the pricing for each and everything. Uh, is it like that, or like I'm having difficulty in this part? Like,
Sorry, your voice is not very much clear. Can you tell me again?
yeah. So I'm saying that with this Kong application, we are able to reduce the costing for licensing.
Yes.
So, like with suppose we are using the Kong server, so we are able to generate employee program and card everything in the same licensing, or like not sure.
Okay. So as I mentioned, like if you are deploying, like if you have these 4 services within same IP, okay, like you are using same server for all these 4 applications or 4 services. Okay, in that case, either you can do each for each services, you can create one service, routing service. Okay, you can see here, we created 4 routing service here. Okay, and we are doing one-to-one mapping. For customer, we are mapping with customer. For employee, we are mapping with employee. Okay, so here you need to take license of 4 services from the COM service provider. Okay, and in this case, since we know all those services are within same IP on same server, okay, so if we will do wildcard search, then we can do same thing using 1 services also. We don't really need 4 services. Okay, so here we need license of 1 services. Here we need license of 4 services. Definitely this will be cost effective. Okay, so as a DevOps engineer, you need to know what is the concept of this wildcard routing. Okay, how it works. Okay, so you need to know inside gateway what is services. Okay, and in services how we can do routing. Okay, while doing routing, so what is wildcard routing? Okay, all those concepts should be clear. So based on that, you can uh, create things or you can suggest things to your organization which will be more cost effective.
Okay.
So this is just one example. Okay, so there will be lots of things while discussing all this. There will be lots of things which you need to know as a DevOps engineer, which will be more not only cost effective. You need to focus on the uh, process should be automated, should be cost effective. Okay, then should be faster, should be less error. Okay, should follow all the standards, like you will do code quality check and all. Okay, so all those will be your responsibility as a DevOps engineer. Okay, so these are the some basic things you need to know. One by one, we will discuss about all in very detail. Okay, so in next session, like Manish will work on this SCM part. So we have other trainer also. So he will work on SCM part. So he will explain you SCM, and we will take you through command prompt, and there we will show you different command to perform on this SCM tool, like for creating repository, for commit, pull, like to create pull request, push request. So we will show you some command also, and we will show you different tools also available in market which you can use to perform this activity. Okay, so we will take you through all possible way. Okay, what all are available in market, and based on your comfortness, you can use. Okay, fine then. So today our class will be a bit small only. Like if anyone has any query on this part, you can ask. Otherwise, we are good to end our session for today. And we'll have next session coming Saturday, and now we will have regular session also. And yeah, from next class onward, our session will be for 2 hours. Okay, so please be available accordingly.
The SCM part is for the Git repository part, right, Ravi?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, fine then. If no, sorry.
Thank you, Ravi. Yeah.
Yeah, no question, then we can end our session. Yeah, thanks everyone.